Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to play Back in Black by AC/DC. It's an extremely popular song and it hinges off of playing power chords. We're also going to be talking a little bit today about right hand rhythm. So I'm going to link the basic power chord videos that I've already created on the left to right. Please do check them out. For this song, the power chords that we're going to be looking at are E minor, D major, but we're only going to be playing a part of the D major chord that you all must be familiar with by now. And we're going to be looking at A major. Once again, we're only going to play a part of it. So let's get right into these chords. There is a rhythm to it. I'm going to get into the rhythm in just a second. For right now, I'm just going to play out the chords in front of you. So what's happening there is I'm actually tapping the tempo along, and how I'm doing that is I'm just muting out all the strings and I'm tapping it out. Now the rhythm that's actually there is down, down, up, down, and down, up, down again. And how that works is for each segment that I just mentioned, the first segment being down, the second segment being down, up, down, and the third one being a repetition of that as down, up, down again. So the first segment is gonna be with respect to the first chord, and this was actually illustrated in the thumbnail that you probably clicked on and got a little attracted to. I'm gonna also put up a nice little flowchart sort of thing for you guys to pay attention to right here. So the first chord is E minor power chord, open 6th string or the open top string, and the 2nd fret on the 5th string or the A string. And that's your power chord. You can also hold down the entire E chord, but when we chomp down on this chord, we just want to focus on the top 2 strings, or maybe the top 3 strings. So I like to just play it with one finger, and that's just a downstroke on this chord to begin with. The next chord is the D major chord. Now I want you guys to fret down the D major chord, and I want you to pop off the middle finger, or you can leave it there, but the idea is to not play that middle finger. And why that is because we're playing it as a power chord. A power chord normally consists of if it's a D power chord we're talking about, it's going to have 2 Ds in it. So one is the open D string, and the second D note is the 3rd fret on the B string, and there's one note in between those notes, which is the A note. So a power chord normally consists of this type of a formula on the fretboard. So that's our second chord, and our third chord is the A major power chord. So same thing, but we're gonna have the 2nd fret on the D string and the 2nd fret of the G string barred down, and it's the same concept. We have an open A string there. And those are the notes that we're going to use for these chords. For the second chord, the D power chord, we're gonna do sort of a down up down alternating rhythm. And down up down is with respect to my right hand and how it's moving. So, and that's the down up down rhythm. And we're gonna do the same thing on the A power chord. And all you gotta do is get familiar with that. And I want you to play it in time. And I'm gonna play it for you, and then I'm gonna point out something to you once I'm done playing the next demo. So as you can see there, I'm counting out the notes that I don't need to play, and why that is because these are just isolated blocks of power chords that I'm playing, right? And if I miss a timing, or I play it too early, or I play it too late, it's gonna sound quite jarring to the ear. And since Back in Black is such a precise and very specific sound that the whole world knows almost, you better get it right if you're gonna play it. So it's down, one beat, down up down, another beat, and down up down again, and then you're going to count out 3 beats after that. All right, so I'm going to play it once for you, and just pay attention to the spaces between the actual chords that I'm playing. So I want you to just practice that, and also listen to it with the original song and see that you will notice that there is the drummer who's hitting the hi-hat, which is one of the parts of this drum kit, and he is keeping that count that I'm pointing out to you. So I want you to hear it as it is in the record. It'll really help you understand this concept a little better. And that's it for the chords and the rhythm part of it. And I want to talk about, the little. So that is a little more complex. So I'm going to take a quick breather right now, and I'm going to come back to you with that bit. And maybe you can actually pause this video and practice just the chords out and just counting it out for yourself. And rewind to the bit where I was, giving the breakup of how to tap out the beats. And I'll see you in just a quick second. Hi guys, good to be back. Welcome back. We're gonna look at the little lead section or a little quick run that Angus Young does in the middle of Back in Black. I'm just gonna point my camera a little bit lower so that you can have a good look at my guitar. And I'm gonna play it out for you first. And let's just stop right there. I know there's another lick in the next cycle of chords, but let's just talk about what happened there. So if you guys remember, I had asked you to play out the chords and count out the beats. And after the last set of down up down, the second section of down up down that we have on the A power chord, I asked you to count out 3 notes. So that's the second beat of the bar. So 2, 3, 4 are the notes that you're hitting out on the muted strings. Now, when we play the, it's before the next bar starts. So I'm gonna play it out again, okay? Just the chords and then the, and I want you to count the number of times I hit count out the beats. Sorry about that. Brain fart happened right there. So the way I'm seeing it is I do definitely count out a 1, and as or right before I switch over from 2 to 3, as I come down on the 2, that's when I start the descending lick that defines Back in Black. So I'm just going to do it again for you guys. And a good way to do this is, to try it out with the song. And right after I just emphasize the timing a little bit, we'll get into what those notes and how Angus Young actually descends those notes and gets that iconic feel. Alright, so those notes are actually the open string, and what he does after that, the open string, the open first string or the open high E string, and what that is he plays the 3rd fret and he hammers off, or pulls off, sorry, not hammers off. Alright, so the start of that lick is just 3 notes, open string, 3rd fret, and open string again, except we pull off the 3rd fret. And it's the same pattern on the B string, except he doesn't start off on an open, he just hammers off the 3rd. So open, hammer off, 3rd fret, open to open string again on the 1st string, and then hammer off the 3rd fret to the B string, the open B string. And we're gonna finish that off by hammering off the 2nd fret on the G string. Alright, so that's the first bit of it. And it's fairly easy once you get the hang of it, and you can do it slowly at first, but the toughest part is not actually doing it. The toughest part of it is doing it in time, right? Because you got to play out the chords as well. So I'm just going to show you once again what that whole section would look like, starting from the chords, finishing with the lick. And that's about it. Some people also play it like this. I guess you can do that because when you're doing that, the strings do get like pulled down a little bit, so they actually end up going a pitch or a half a fret above, if not a complete pitch above, and that's why some people like to. But I read it in a tab as what I'm telling you about years ago, probably 15 years ago, and I think that's the one I like to follow. Anyway, now that we got that down, we're gonna repeat the same chords again. All right, same rhythmic pattern. And now this last bit is probably the hardest part of learning this song or this intro. And since this is a beginner video, I'm just gonna keep it to the intro. So this is basically the cream of the cookie when it comes to this video. So that's quite a stretch, all right. And the way you can practice this is by pinning down your first finger, all right, on the second fret of the A string. Tilt it a little bit to the side. Don't keep it flat or pointing this way. I want you to tilt it a little bit, pointing away from your face. And the next thing you're gonna do is just try to make this stretch with your little finger, and it's gonna be on the seventh fret of the low E string or the sixth string. And what this is actually it's basically coming up from the G note, all right, and you're going to the B note. And this fret, the second fret on the A string, is also a B note. So basically, you're starting off with a B every single time, and you're dragging up the frequency until you hit the same note. And what I did there was I never played the seventh fret on the sixth string. So it's second fret on the A string, third fret on the sixth string, back to the second fret on the A string. Alright, that's going to be your pivot point. And then we go to the fourth fret on the low E string or the sixth string. And then similarly come back, fifth fret on the low E string, come back again, and sixth fret on the low E string, and then back. Okay, so I'm going to play out the whole sequence for you. Have a look at it. And that's basically the entire sequence to the intro. My next video, or one of my upcoming videos, is gonna be, let me just mute my guitar, sorry about that, is gonna be the rest of this song, the bridge, the chorus, and how to go about it. I'm gonna add that to my basics playlist, and I'm also gonna add it to the next step up playlist that I've created. And you guys can look into this song. It's a great place to begin. It's a really fun song to learn and play. And I hope to see you next time in part 2 of this video. Thank you so much for watching.